I love fighting games. The combos, the comebacks, the intense moments, and memories of playing them as a kid with my dad. But my problem? I absolutely suck at these games. Growing up, one of my favorite games was Super Smash Bros. Melee. I would put on 3 level 9 Bowser bots, pick Temple, and go to town to show my friends just how good I really was. But that's all it ever amounted to. No tournaments, no prizes, and really no glory of saying I am truly a fighting game player. Sure, would I get the occasional ooh and ah from a friend when I would down air someone with Falco in our college dorm? Actually, no. Mostly it was just rage and saying I was sweaty as hell, but I always wanted to be good at fighting games and not just platform fighters like Melee. So, coming from a Smash background, every time I tried to dip my toe into a non-platform fighter, I would get my ass kicked. It really didn't matter which game it was, I just couldn't get past the initial phase of learning even the basic controls. Quarter circles, parry timing, using meter, projectiles flying at me, combos getting dropped and then reversed onto me. I felt like I wasn't cut out for these games, but I am pretty stubborn. So when I saw 2xKO come across my feed, and with probably way too many hours of League of Legends under my belt, I thought, you know what, maybe one last rodeo to see if I can try to get into fighting games for real this time. And luckily for me, this one doesn't use motion controls. No more flicking the joystick around and praying I hit Dragon Punch, just simple buttons. So I downloaded it. But before we jump into the meat of the video, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe, comment, and gently caress that like button because it really helps me out. For the next 7 days, I committed myself to playing at least 2 to 3 hours a day to see if I could get any meaningful improvement. Day 1 kicked off, and I immediately realized I know absolutely nothing about this genre other than watching Evo every year. One option is a tech roll. There's tech rolling in this? Oh shit. I had only seen a couple of things about this game, so even my character choice was completely unknown as I booted up. Until I saw him. Blitzcrank. Now this absolute unit of a character can decimate health bars if you can pull off his combos. And well, I couldn't really do that at this time, but he's still looking pretty damn cool to me. So I picked him up. Being able to pull people had a certain charm to it. It reminded me of playing tanks and MMOs over the years and pulling people to their certain doom. So with a character picked out, I was ready to jump into my first game versus players. And yeah. The pressure the tentacles were putting on me as I was trying to even figure out basic button combinations made me start to literally sweat through my shirt. And I don't know about you guys, but this champ soon became my nemesis throughout these next 7 days, because every person who plays Illaoi somehow has the fucking Sharingan for when I'm about to approach. I fully admit I'm a scrub. I am positive Illaoi isn't even a top tier character. But the rage that filled my body on day 1 trying to fight this behemoth was staggering. Let it be known that even in this game, I hate Illaoi. Okay. Yep. I just didn't even get to play. After finally finding a new match without an Illaoi, these next couple of games were essentially just me mashing buttons in order from light to special and hoping something worked. No real thought on how to approach the match or what character I was even playing against, and honestly, sometimes it was just working, and I didn't know why. I was able to do combos that I didn't practice or lab, they just kinda happened. And then I felt like a complete fool because I didn't know that the game automatically put something on called pulse combos that make the game significantly easier for newer players. But I didn't want a handicap. If I'm gonna learn how to play a fighting game, I couldn't just rely on pulse combos to do everything for me. After all, combos are a large part of fighting games, and if I didn't learn my own, I'd never get better. So, much to my own sadness, I turned off pulse combos and jumped into some more games. Now, it was definitely more challenging, but I was still able to get wins here and there, which did boost my confidence and made me want to play the game even more than before. Instead of randomly hitting combos that I didn't know about, I had to have intention. But one of my immediate problems was blocking. I was just holding back, constantly giving up the entire stage to my opponent. Then I looked through the menus, an entire tutorial series of how to be more defensive that I didn't even look at before. In my grand hubris, I simply jumped into shark-infested waters with no cage. So for the next bit of close to an hour, I went through the tutorials practicing push blocks, cross-ups, and anything that could potentially help me out. So with my new skill set learned, I jumped back into my first match and got absolutely destroyed. So I took that as a call to maybe give it a break for the first day after 4 hours and come back to it tomorrow. Like every inexperienced fighting game player, I thought, you know what? It has to be my character. So I woke up and I picked the very devil I despised. And no, it wasn't Illaoi. It was much worse. Teemo. After labbing for about 5 minutes, I was ready to jump in and show all these other players that I am a force to be reckoned with. Alright, back to Blitzcrank. And you know what's better than playing by yourself? Playing with friends. Oh guys, the 2v2. It's the 2v2.
I'm the only one with the default icon, bro. What the?
2XKO was advertised to me as a team-based game. So I got into a call with a buddy who's significantly better than me at these type of games. I mean, this guy went to Evo for Street Fighter. We won't talk about how he went 2-2, but that's besides the point. Go check out Trandon, his stuff's gonna be in the description. So we queued up with an Ari Blitzcrank duo and immediately off rip went against people playing Warwick and Illaoi. But today was different. Today, I had an ace up my sleeve. Trandon. But I couldn't let Trandon have all the fun. Something took over my controller right then. I was playing better than I've ever played in any fighting game before. I wasn't the dead weight that I thought I was gonna be. I was carrying. Even Trandon was surprised. I was catching people in the air,
Good air throw,
getting decent combos, and really looking good in these games. After playing for another hour or so with Trandon, I decided to call it quits for the day so that my fingers could recover.
I gotta head out later.
Oh, you gotta head out? Okay, later, man.
Yeah.
Bye, Darian.
I was playing with a PS4 controller that was tearing into my thumbs when I was trying to do any of these combos, but I'm sure this won't be a problem going forward, right? Day 3, I kind of forgot to record for a couple hours, so now I'm playing Jinx with Blitzcrank because I was struggling with range matchups with the Darius Blitzcrank duo, and it kind of fits the whole Zon thing, which is an added cool bonus. Shout out to Arcane. Picking up Jinx really changed how I was seeing the game. I didn't have to rush in all the time. I could play patiently and try to find my openings. And I found a combo with Jinx that both looked really cool and did a good amount of damage. Day 3, I was starting to get the hang of things a little bit. I still wasn't sure how to use assists very well, almost at all, but even without them, I was winning matches left and right. I even had a fantastic clutch play where I was down to my last little bit of life but still got the win, and it was really cool. It felt like an Evo moment for me. But even with my spirits high, playing better than the previous days, there was still one problem I just could not overcome. Teemo. This little rat sits as far back as humanly possible and builds an impenetrable fortress with shrooms, blow darts, and slingshots that I could never get past. It felt like watching the Gonna Learn Today clip from Jaywong.
That's a cheat move.
Welcome to the real world! Time to learn! You wanna learn today!
And I am that kid in the clip getting bodied by projectiles. So if you're a better player than me, go ahead and get in the comments and tell me what to do. After getting destroyed by the Teemo player, I thought I just needed more range. That's the true problem, right? Blitzcrank is holding me back. So I grabbed Ahri with Jinx to switch things up for a couple hours just to try a different approach, and I know you're sitting there going, just stick to one character. And you're totally right. Looking back, I should have stuck to a strategy, developed my playstyle, but when encountering a wall, I always try to find a way around it. But I did have some fun on the other side of things, watching games and doing some amateur shoutcasting for my buddies in call. I also do have some tools to get in on that little rat, so we're gonna see how it plays out. Immediately parry from the Blitzcrank, what an absolute move. And starts the classic Blitzcrank combo, but doesn't go for the extender. It was both fun and honestly a good way to start learning gameplay patterns of other characters and how different players were approaching the Teemo matchup. Now, one thing I didn't mention earlier was when I was playing on day 2 with Trandon, he was using a different controller from me. So Trandon told me about his controller, which is called a leverless controller. I have heard of them before from the Smash scene being called hitboxes, and the controversy surrounding them in the Smash community was not great. Most people saying that they're an unfair advantage in Smash, but apparently in these types of fighting games, they're regularly used, so I ended up getting one that same night playing with Trandon. Luckily, I found one on sale for like 60 bucks, so it wasn't too bad, but day 4 is when it arrived, so you'll notice a lot of my combos are dropping, my movement isn't as tight as it was before, and overall I kind of slid back in terms of skill level pretty drastically. It was a little heartbreaking to see that just by switching my controller, a lot of my work in getting better was all for naught. It really made me question if I should switch my controller, but was assured by Trandon that it just takes some time to get used to, and in the long run, it'll be worth it if I want to continue playing fighting games like this. So, like usual, I jumped in some games, but this time I was focused. I knew the things I needed to do better and simply practiced what I had to get better at. Mostly getting more comfortable with the controller. Day 5 might have been my lowest point yet. I switched to the leverless controller and it felt like I had forgotten how to play the game. I was getting destroyed in every match, couldn't land anything clean, and honestly it made me question why I even switched in the first place. I was even venting in call with my friends, saying stuff like, I'm switching back, this was a mistake. I guess it's kind of like it feels a little bad because I went from kind of kicking everybody's butt to switching controllers, and now I'm getting my butt kicked. And I know some of you are gonna say, why'd you switch in the first place? You know, Sonic Fox uses controller too. And yeah, that is true, but I already spent 60 bucks on the thing, so I might as well suffer through and see if it pays off, right? And it started to work. I was starting to feel myself now, where before I was this person getting taught lessons in projectiles. Today, I had to do some teaching of my own. I forced an Echo, arguably one of the best characters at the moment, to play my game. Approach and get anti-aired, or eat endless barrages of rockets, taking chip damage. Oh, and for some reason I got a weird glitch that showed the previous game's UI on my HUD for the entire match. It didn't really have an impact on the game, but it was a little funky, so I'm hoping Riot fixes stuff like this for full launch. One thing I was definitely still struggling with is who do I play alongside Jinx? Ahri, Blitzcrank, Darius? Could never pick up Teemo like in day 2, it just wouldn't feel right. I was in a constant conundrum of what my team should look like. What complements Jinx and What do I like to do in fighting games? I'm big on self-expression in games, so I didn't just want to pull up a tier list and pick the best thing possible. I wanted a team to feel like something I would pick for me. For me? Wait, Blitzcrank was the original character that got me excited to play 2XKO and had me reminiscing on days past of the big bulky tank in MMOs. Sure, he's not top tier, but who cares, right? It's time to unleash the crank. Day 7 didn't go exactly as planned. I didn't get to play as much as I wanted, and it's totally my fault. The Arc Raiders server slam dropped, and I just had to play it with the boys. But even with just a few matches, something clicked. Yeah, that's me. Getting a perfect. Day 1, I couldn't even anti-air properly. I was dropping every combo longer than 2 hits, and I was the definition of just mashing to survive. And yet somehow, 7 days later, I managed to beat somebody without taking a single hit. I know this wasn't some Evo champion I went up against, but it didn't matter. It wasn't about who I beat, it was about how far I'd come. The moment proved something to me. The time, the practice, the losses, the frustration, it actually mattered. It even mattered about me switching controllers. From getting smoked on day 1 to landing my first perfect on day 7, that was progress I could feel and I could see. And if I could do this, if a complete beginner like me can get here in just a week, then maybe it's time for the next step. Ranked. So if you got this far, thank you. Hit that sub button, because next time we're climbing the ranks of 2XKO. And who knows? I might just make it further than I ever thought possible.